Well, I thought we played a really good second half. Obviously we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole in the first half. I didn't think our execution, particularly on offense, was just not FGCU basketball. I mean, we weren't working together. We weren't creating the situations that we wanted to. And so when we got into halftime, we just, there wasn't any big speech. It was just, hey, why don't we play FGCU ball for a half and see what happens. I thought defensively in the second half, we were much better. They've got some really quick kids that can drive, and we were much better at helping than we were in the first half. And then our offense, the second half, we created a lot more space for the ball. So, Haas was able to get to the basket, and Whitney was able to get to the basket and create things. In the first half, we were so jammed up and congested, we really weren't running any offense. So, it was a tight game going into the last 4 minutes, and it was nice to see, Haas made some big baskets for us there. And then I had a great play call with about a minute something to go that I knew was going to work, and then Knight found a better play, dribbled into the corner and knocking down a three. So I thought that was a huge shot for us, and Knight played a great second half despite being in foul trouble.
After the first half, we talked about picking up the energy. So I was trying to make sure I had a lot of energy out there, and I think it helped me play.
What does a win like this mean? Not just beating a really good team, but a comeback like that. I think you were down 16 in the first half.
It was a really good win for us. We put a lot of preparation into this game, and they're a really good team. And I think we played together, especially in the second half, and we stepped up defensively. And I think it's a really good win for us.
I think it shows that we can come back when we're down. We know we dug ourselves a hole, and that was our intensity that got us there. We weren't playing with the intensity that we need to play with to be successful in the first half. And in the second half, obviously everybody could tell the energy in the gym was up, the energy on the court was up, and so it showed us that we can make that adjustment when we're playing, or when we're in a position where we're not playing as well as we can, and we're not playing how we need to play to be successful. We can get it together, say a couple things to get everybody into the game, and we can get back to what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to do with the game plan.
Carl, did Jenna have any kind of injury in place?
Yeah, Jenna had a slight ankle sprain in the South Dakota State game, and we really thought she'd be able to go, and she went shoot around. But really that was my fault, because I could see in the first half that she just wasn't moving like Jenna. Jenna's an active player and a really good defender, and she wasn't able to push off that thing. And so we made a switch to Ditisha in the second half, and really I put Jenna in a bad position. I kept hoping that it would kind of warm up as we played longer and she'd be able to move, but it's not a serious thing, and it'll be, she'll be fine by the time we play again. But if I had it to do over again, I would have let her try to play because she wanted to try to play, and the trainer said she was good to go. But I should have known better after 3 or 4 minutes that thing wasn't going to loosen up and she wasn't going to be able to play the way Jenna Cobb plays.
After Sarah had to sit at the end, you had an extra small lineup on the floor, and they still were able to get it done. Does that speak to about the potential grittiness and potential for this team?
Well, their big kids were in foul trouble too, so they were playing a little bit smaller to match up with us. So it gave us an opportunity to go a little bit smaller, and we definitely have some grittiness, and some kids made some tough plays down the stretch. And we talked about Whitney and Haas making all those big layups in the last 4 minutes, but Kenesha had a great attack of the basket and made a huge play for us with a minute or so to go. That maybe a little less than that, but that was a huge play as well. So we had a lot of kids step up and make big plays in the last 40 seconds, and then we gave up one bad offensive rebound in the last 4-minute segment. But other than that, everybody was in there and grabbing the ball, not giving them second chances at the basket.
Carl, what have you seen from Stephanie this year? What's allowed her? I think it's the third time in 6 games she's had a career high.
Well, she keeps getting better, is what I see. I mean, she's our most active player that we have on offense. If you watch her, she's in constant motion. She's constantly reading her defense. She's looking for opportunities. When we have more kids, I mean, that's usually the way Sarah plays as well. When we have more kids with that type of activity, we become very difficult to guard. Unfortunately, in the first half, we did a lot of just standing around, and we'd take one step out to get a catch instead of really work to create shots in space. And, fortunately, in the second half, and particularly in the last 4 minutes, we did a much better job, working together and creating that space and looking for our places to attack.
And Whitney, you had a lot of key blocks. Is there sort of a pride factor in protecting the paint or being a defensive sweeper for the team, especially against a good opponent like this?
I don't think I would say pride. I was just I was keeping my hands up, and I was able to time when they were going to shoot, so I could block it and try not to foul. But other than that, it's just part of my game, I guess.
And her blocks were the best kind. I mean, she didn't block any out of bounds. She always blocked it to where either she grabbed it herself or she kept it in play for a teammate to grab it. So those are the types of blocks that we're looking for, where we can get the ball back afterwards.
Actually been working on that?
Not really. If you don't swing, sometimes we have a tendency to swing, and that's when we get ourselves in foul trouble. If you just go up and block it, it's not going to go out of bounds, and you got a chance either to get it yourself or have a teammate when it hits the floor. Your teammates are most likely going to be in a better chance to get it than their team. So we want her to go challenge shots, but how some people have assist to turnover ratio and things like that. We want to look at Whitney's block to foul ratio. How many times can she block the ball without creating fouls? And we still had a couple where we swung down, but it's getting better for sure.
Whitney, how tough was the game for you? You had a double-double in the 5 blocks, and it may not have been anything big, but towards the latter part, you were active, but you were kind of, you were not hobbling up the court there, but where you could, you were catching your rest. Just physically, was it a physically tough game for you?
Yeah.
More so than most games, or just speak to that if it was or not.
It was a really fast-paced game, and I'm still working on my conditioning right now. So, Coach can tell when I get tired, so he'll pull me out the game, or I'll give a signal to the assistant coaches. But yeah, it was a really fast-paced game, so I was trying to get my breath whenever I could, so I could continue playing at a high level.
2 years ago, Whitney wouldn't have been able to play 30 minutes in this game. She's really worked on getting herself in better shape, and she's in much better shape than she was at the beginning of the year, and she's in much better shape than she was a month ago, and that allows us to get 30 minutes out of her. We good?